Hi, I'm Tamara Lackey, and I'm here in my shooting space in my studio in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. And I'm going to be using a combination of lighting and gear to be able to do some in-studio portraits. So I'm shooting with the Z7, the Nikon mirrorless camera, and I am pairing it with my f-mount lens, one of my existing lenses, which is the 105-1.4 lens. And I can do that courtesy of the adapter that I am attaching to the Z-mount, which is a new mounting system on the mirrorless camera that allows me to utilize this new camera with all my existing lenses and get a really seamless experience. So what we're going to do is start with the ProPhoto B2 strobes using the Beauty Dish lighting modifier, bring that in and combine it with the other constant lights. Since they're all tuned into the same daylight balanced look, I can utilize that along with the daylight that's coming in through the window and just make sure my Kelvin is tuned into a similar color balance, which is about a 5500 Kelvin right now in this instance. Then we're going to move and bring in a reflector and see how we can give something that's kind of like clamshell lighting and then move more dramatically into clamshell lighting and look at all the combinations we get. With the flex lights, what's great is it's what you see is what you get. So you can actually see the way the light is falling all the way around here, and then you're just gonna add the front light. And if I see shadows here that I don't love, I also know that the fill light is gonna control those. So what I want to do is take a break real quick and manage some of these flyaways, because in a normal setting it wouldn't really matter, but here I'm so dramatically enhancing the light around her that every little tiny hair is going to really pop out. So taking a minute just to kind of manage those, do a little spray, calm it down, will save me a lot in post. Oh, she did not blink. Try it again. So we have an image like this, and if I go in close, you can kind of see where those specular highlights land. They're top down a little bit, but that's just the only spot. So we're going to add in a reflector to shift it. So we'll go just like here, and then eyes like this, and then chin up a little bit. And then what I'm doing right now is when I'm having her move around, I'm actually, if you look into her eyes, you can see the actual highlights shift and change. So right now when I'm looking at her, I have these very large specular highlights that just hit right below her pupil. And if I want to adjust that a little bit, I'll just pull this back, go here. Yep, and then do a favor, chin up a little bit, and go this way. And you can see how they're moving within her eye. Down, right there, that's good, all right. This looks so pretty. So we see how this starts to change. We still have the Beauty Dish, but now we have this additional element that we can even pop up even more by switching the reflector to a silver and moving it closer or farther away. So it can either have a sharper specular highlight or a bit of a softer one. Right from this area, I said that kind of mimicked a little bit of a clamshell. I want to make more of one, so I'm going to light her from the top down and the bottom up and get that kind of bright top to bottom look. So this is a lot more like the clamshell lighting, where we're basically, it's not the traditional one, but what I'm using is this great top-down light that's really lighting up her eyes. And then we've got this underneath helping to fill it in, so we've got this nice, warm, pretty light all the way across. 1, 2. Okay, I just gotta stay up. I'm gonna get on a stool. I'm just. Pretty. We're gonna bring a fan in just to add some motion and change the energy up a little bit. There. She's done. She's like, I've already thanked her. We've got a great variety of shots based on the lighting configurations we chose and set up, and we're going to jump into ON1 Photo RAW 2019 and start to play. I am in ON1 Photo RAW 2019, and I want to do a simple portrait edit of one of these images I shot. I'm going to click through on a file, and I see right now what I get with a raw image. I'll click into edit mode and check out some of the presets that I've set up here under the people and animals edits. I did a whole bunch of black and white and color presets that are available on ON1. And I like, right away I'm just going to jump into one that looks really lovely. This works, I think, right away with this image. I wanted something a little bit more dramatic, black and white, but there are a few adjustments I'd want to make to it. First of all, I think this vignette's a little heavy-handed for my taste. I'm going to scroll down there because that's the first thing I noticed, and just dial it back a little bit so it's not too much. You can see kind of where I started in terms of the vignette, with no vignette, and what I modified down to. I'm going to keep it to about here and probably just do a little bit of a crop, pull in this image just a bit more from the perspective of where I was when I shot it and what I'd like to see it as. No, not you. Right there. Probably about there. Yeah, just take a little bit of that from the left. And if I am looking back at everything I set up in effects when I built this preset, skin retouching was in there. And this is the image without any retouch, a little sharper across the board, with this skin retouch all the way turned up. And I'm just going to play around with this a little bit. I like turning it all the way up when I'm doing modifications so that I can see the full power of all the adjustments I'm making. And then I can also pull down the opacity at the very end if I liked it all, but I want the effect to be a little softer. So when I'm looking here at blemishes, I can see with no effect at all and a full effect. Full effect is nuts. I don't need all that. She has great skin anyway, so I'm just going to do something around there. The smoothing, again, you can see how strong that effect is. I just want a little bit of it, just because it's quite lovely, but not so much that it doesn't look right. Shine is about where it is, and then evenness based on the color toning of what the skin color you have selected. I have this gray option. This is in a really good spot, but I can keep going here and go into portrait editing of this image. So when I'm doing this, what I want to think about is just looking at the eyes. So I can simply adjust this box to kind of my liking. Click OK. And then specifically say, yeah, I want to look at the eyes. Tells me exactly what to do. Click in the middle of each eye. That's about right. And then it says, okay, I think this is what you're talking about. But if you want to make little adjustments, like I do, here are the handles to pull and just select accordingly. This feature has been around in ON1 for a while, but it's gotten so much better with the latest iterations, just the big upgrade to portraits that has taken place with ON1 Photo RAW 2019. It grabs the image better. It has that nice little effect across the board. It says, okay, great, there you are in eyes. So it automatically provides this whitening and this detail in the eyes. You can see it with and without. It's quite lovely. I have a pretty low effect on whitening. I might bring it up just a little more. The detail, of course, is that how much detail you want to see in the eyes. It can get nuts, or you can have none at all. I like a little bit of sharpness, but not to the point where it looks fakey. And that looks great. I can obviously jump that over into skin and play with that, but I kind of like what I did already. And overall, I'm looking at an image that I started with here, and with honestly a few clicks, I'm here. And I'm feeling like I'm in a really good place to show this image.